Everyone at the masjid loved Aminah. She was the sister who arrived early for fair. The one who greeted you with, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and actually meant it. She organized the Quran reading circles, prepared beautiful flyers with hadith reminders, and always posted aesthetically pleasing Quranic quotes on Instagram. She was what most people called a good Muslim girl. And for a while, she believed it too. Until the masks started to crack. Because when the world slept, another version of Aminah came alive. One who scrolled through Haram content. Videos that made her heart race then sink. She'd tell herself, just this one, then I'll close it. But it never ended at one. What started as curiosity became compulsion, a need, a nightly ritual that left her hollow and disgusted with herself. She would wipe away tears, whisper, Astaghfirullah, then wake up the next morning and repost an Islamic quote like nothing happened. She was living a double life. But the fall didn't happen overnight. It began quietly. First, she stopped reading Quran daily. Then, her salah became robotic, just movements, not presence. The next stage, justifying what she was doing. It's not as bad as what others are doing. I'm still a good person. Allah is forgiving, right? She started skipping fair more often, ignored her guilt until her guilt stopped speaking. And that scared her. Aminah would sit in front of her mirror at night and whisper, "Who even are you?" She didn't recognize herself anymore. She hated how fake she felt, how her Instagram made her look like a righteous role model while her heart was breaking from spiritual numbness. But the shame kept her silent. How could she tell anyone? She was the good girl. What would people say? The truth was she didn't need people to tell her it was wrong. Her heart screamed it every night. But she felt stuck, trapped in a loop she couldn't break. She tried deleting apps, but re-downloaded them the next day. She tried making dua, but felt too filthy to ask Allah for help. One night, she sat on her prayer mat, unable to move, whispering, "Ya Allah, I want to stop, but I don't know how." And that night, she slept in sujud, not because she intended to, but because she cried until she passed out. But the real turning point. It was the night she stumbled on a video that was so vile, so spiritually disturbing that she threw her phone across the room. She curled up, weeping. She didn't just feel dirty. She felt terrified. What if I die like this? What if my soul leaves my body in this exact moment, in this state? Her heart was pounding, her lungs tight. She crawled to make wudu, shaking, tears mixing with the water. She stood to pray, but forgot the words of Surah Fatiha. She broke down again. That's when she knew, this wasn't just a bad habit. This was a disease of the heart. And she needed to seek the cure. That night, Aminah didn't ask Allah for Jannah. She didn't ask for ease or happiness or even peace. She asked for one thing, "Ya Allah, don't let this be who I am." She begged, not in poetic dua, but in desperation. She said, "Ya Allah, I'm sick, and I'm ashamed, and I don't even know how to fix myself. But you do. You know what's in me. Please pull me out of this darkness." And that was the beginning. It wasn't instant. She didn't wake up the next day, healed. But she took one step, then another. She unfollowed pages that triggered her. She deleted old files, old chats, old images. She started using accountability apps. She told one trusted sister, someone gentle, and asked her to check in weekly. She got a basic flip phone. Yes, a downgrade. But to her, it was freedom. She started praying tahajjud. At first, once a week, then twice, then more. She opened the Quran again. It stung at first, like salt on a wound. But then it started to soothe her. And she started attending therapy, quietly, privately. Because part of healing was admitting that this wasn't just a sin, it was a symptom of deeper wounds. Over months, Aminah changed, not into the perfect Muslimah, but into an honest one. She stopped pretending. She didn't post Quran quotes anymore. She stopped performing piety. Instead, she lived it, quietly. She didn't care if others thought she was righteous anymore. She just cared if Allah knew she was trying. And He did. She started feeling something she hadn't felt in years, hope. And He says, "O my servants, who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah." Not one of us is perfect. Some people sin publicly, some sin privately. But the ones who are beloved to Allah are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who keep getting back up. Repentance is not reserved for angels. It was gifted to sinners. So get up, no matter what you've done. No matter how far you've fallen, get up. Delete what needs to be deleted. Cut off what needs to be cut off. Make wudu. Stand and say, "Ya Allah, forgive me," and don't go back to the past sin again, because sometimes that's all it takes to begin again.